So exercise 1, Jonathan's getting a raise from $12.50 per hour to $14.75 per hour. His supervisor, Michaela, got a raise from $22 per hour to $25.30 per hour. How much in terms of dollars per hour is Jonathan's salary going up? So Jonathan had $12.50, and we need to find the difference from $14.75. The difference is $2.25 per hour. So by what percent is Jonathan's salary increasing? So it increased by $2.25 from the original of $12.50. And we want to know what percent of 100 did it increase. So we're going to cross multiply. So 2.25 times 100 is 225. And 12.5 times x is 12.5x. We divide both sides by 12.5, and it's an 18% increase. The next part said, who received the larger increase in salary in terms of dollars per hour? So now we need to figure out Michaela's, because this one right here is Jonathan. Michaela used to get paid $22, and now she gets paid $25.30. So she gets paid $3.30 more, so obviously Michaela has more of an increase. But now we're going to look at larger percent increase of salary. Michaela's increase is $3.30. She originally got paid $22. We want to know what her percent increase was, and we're going to cross multiply. Well, 330 times 100 is 330. 22 times x is 22x. Divide each side by 22. And her increase is 15%. The person who had the higher increase was Jonathan. You can pretty much always solve percent problems by setting up proportional equations that involve 100. So Gabe is buying a pair of jeans at a local store that are priced at $45. He knows that the county he lives in has an 8% sales tax added onto the list price. If he has a gift card for $50, will it cover the cost of the jeans and the tax? So we're going to take 45 and find out what 8% of it is. If you want to set up a proportion, which they're going to have us do for this problem, we would have 8 over 100 is our tax, and of means that we're going to find the proportion. We want to know what 8% of 45 is. We're going to cross multiply. 8 times 45 is 360. 100 times x is 100x. Divide each side by 100, and the sales tax is 3.60. Now we have the jeans, which was 45. Add it to the cost of the tax, and we have $48.60, so yes, the gift card will cover it. So for exercise number 3, the population of deer in a forest preserve is predicted to decline by 5% this year. If the current population is 560, what population is predicted for next year? What percent of the deer will remain? So we're looking at how we will find 5% of 560. So 5% of 560. So that's 5 out of 100 is what out of 560? And we're going to cross multiply. So we have 100x equals 2,800. Divide by 100 on each side, and x equals 28. So what population is predicted for next year? Well, decline means we will subtract. So for next year, we take 28 from 560, and we get 532. What percent will remain? Well, if we take 5% away, 95% remain. Although it's convenient to solve percent problems using ratios, it's critical you learn a different method. Some of you may have seen this before if you've had teachers show it to you. If not, please make sure you understand what follows. So let's look at the following problem. Let's say I want to leave a 15% tip on a meal that costs $35. Well, the first part of it says to use a ratio. So the ratio is 15 over 100 is what out of 35, and we cross multiply like we have been. So 100x equals 525. Divide everything by 100, and it's a $5.25 tip. But if we want to do a simple multiplication problem, we take 35 times 0.15. Because 0.15 is the same thing as 15%. So 35 times 0.15 is $5.25. They are the same, so either way is an appropriate way to solve. So to find the percent of a total t, simply find the product of the p divided by 100 times t. So this quick way of finding percents of totals is a skill you must become fluent with. Let's get some practice with it in the next exercise. So we do 0.20 times 85, and it becomes 17. 0.12 times 200 becomes 24. 0.06 times 550 becomes 33. 0.045 times 120 becomes 5.4. 0.36 times 96 becomes 34.56. And 0.0225, because that's the same thing as 2.25% times 350 becomes 7.875. And the last question says, which of the following calculations would find 8.5% of 250? So 8.5% is 0.085. So the one that matches that is not 1, not 2, not 3, but it is 4.